We have breaking news this evening out of Queen of the South, where the club have announced the sale of fullback Sam McCallum for a club record fee of £10 million to Turkish club Istanbul Başakşehir. Now, for more, we cross live to local reporter Willie Melgrew. And Willie, he leaves in January, but manager Aussie Villain will be hoping to have new faces ready to come in when the January window opens. Collect! Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 6, Episode 5, and today it is going to be RB Leipzig in the Champions League group stage, the defending champions of the Champions League, and then Rangers it is in the league. So two very, very tough games indeed. But the big news since last episode is that we have sold Sam McCallum, £10 million off to Turkey he goes. It wasn't the 10.5 that I'd promised I'd sell him for, but you know what? £10 million is a lot of money for a left back. He's a good left back. He's not necessarily the greatest left back, or he isn't the greatest left back going around. So I think £10 million is a useful fee that we can then use to invest elsewhere in the squad. So yeah, I'm relatively happy with to be getting it done, even though he is going to be a big loss on the field. You can see it's not happening till the 12th of January, by which point obviously our transfer window will be open, and hopefully we'll be able to add a few faces between now and then anyway. So the board have agreed that 5.5 will be added to the transfer budget, so a little bit more than half, which is maybe, I think actually there might be some installments for this as part of this fee. So it's guaranteed money, but coming in installments. So we'll probably end, I think we're supposed to get 80%, so we'll probably end up with a little bit more than that as we go. But anyway, that is that. Now the other little piece of news, as you can see here, we've had an improvement to the youth facilities approved, so that's going to happen. I think it was just over £1 million to go up a level on the youth facility, so that's important. That's obviously just investing in the club so that we get a little bit better off the field. And yeah, everything there is looking good. It's looking good, so that's excellent. Now, there are 3 games to catch you up on since last episode, 2 in the league, 1 in the Betfred, the first of which was in the league against St Mirren, so let's see how it went. We went ahead early in the second half when McCallum crossed for Shakir Omar. Bermudez made it 2-0 before Sonny Harding got a first for the club. So a terrible first half performance from us in this one, but we more than made up for it in the second half, which was excellent. Wonderful goal from Harding off the bench to get his first for the club and just seal the win for us. And yeah, in the end, as I say, you can see first half the XG tracker, there wasn't really anything happening. Second half though, we were much better, which is excellent. Next game was the Betfred quarterfinal, against Dundee. So let's see if we could make the semi-final. Harding picked out Clougherty just before half-time. So, not the sort of goal you'd expect Clougherty to score. Really good passing and movement from everybody in the final third there. It's a game we should have won by more. Again, the XG tracker will tell you that. But we did win. We're through to the next round, and we have got Celtic in the semi-final. So that is probably where our run comes to an end, isn't it? But after this, it was back to the league action. It was St Johnstone. Of course, we knew that we had a big game against RB Leipzig coming up. Let's see if we could get the result in the league beforehand. Ramos crossed for Clougherty to give us a first half lead. And McGrath found Suljic unmarked at the back post to make it 2-0 at half time. McGrath was again the provider for Clougherty to get his second, before Mitch Clark made it 4-0. But St Johnstone pulled one back. So we played quite well in this one. I made a little bit of a selection boo-boo in that I picked Gilchrist to start, for completely forgetting that Montano is suspended in the Champions League, having got sent off against Barcelona. So when I realised that, we brought Mitch Clark on, but Gilchrist is not going to be as fit as he could be. But that aside, it was almost perfect, to be honest. We obviously conceded a goal at the end, which wasn't ideal, but really, really decent performance from us, which was excellent to see. And Ramos, who hasn't always played his best football for us, got a good game in there as well. So that is that. Let's have a quick look at what that means for the league table. We are currently second behind Rangers, who we played. It is Rangers we played today, isn't it? Second game, yeah. So we are currently a point behind them, a point ahead of Celtic, and it's all looking again like it's going to be a bit of a three-horse race. But first up, it is, you can see the confirmation of the Betfred semi-finals as well. Now, it is, of course, all about Europe to start with. 6 goals they put past Rennes in their first game. Let's hope it isn't quite that bad. I mean, we weren't brilliant. What did we lose? 5-2. So this is the team that we are sending out, and we can see we're expecting a 5-2-3, I guess you would call that. And this is the team that we're sending out. So it's Eastwood in goal, McCallum, Walker, Bernard, and Gilchrist as the back four. It is Bayliss, Davenport, and Irving in midfield. Harding goes as the number 10 in this one, with Shakir Omar and Lutzi starting up front. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. There is some good midfielders in there, isn't there? Gomez and Ilix Mariba, who we had at, I want to say, Leeds, who was quite good. I mean, they're the defending European champions. They are obviously a decent side. Media speaking, look, they can put on a worthy display. No, I think we just want to play our natural game here, boys. Now, I know there was a few of you in the comments, certainly and Gem, and I think is the main voice of this. And that is that maybe we shouldn't be focusing on the Champions League, just sort of focus on the Rennes games to try and get, get our parachute, and maybe just let the other ones go. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. The team I thought I picked against Ross County last episode should have been strong enough to win. Now, the issue we have here, of course, is that it's Rangers that are up next. I'm hoping a lot of this team will be able to back up for that one. But we'll kind of see how that goes. But right now, the way I've got the rotation going, it just didn't quite work. Playing the week or not playing this team here, because a lot of the other team had played in the Betfred, and then anyway, it just kind of got a little bit messed up. There's an international break in there somewhere as well. So, and it's difficult. It is really difficult, because if we win one game in the Champions League, the money we get for that is, or even a draw, is huge compared to what it would be in even in the league, So yeah, we'll kind of see how we go here. Now, they're a gegenpressing side, and what that means is that we're actually being really brave here. We're playing a very high line, putting pressure on them, trying not to let them sort of force us back and pressure us that way. So we haven't registered anything. Here we go. We've got a highlight. Let's hope we don't give the ball away. Oh, Lutzi did well. Harding. Be interesting to see how Harding gets on at number 10. There's a cracking ball for Shakir Omar. Can he get another goal in the Champions League? It's towards goals off the line. Oh, it looked like it was in for all money. VAR, just give that. It's not VAR, it's goal line technology. But somebody give it. We were that close to taking a lead. Of course, this is a home game as well, so maybe a little bit higher expectations than going away to Barcelona, though not that much higher. Gilchrist with a cross in. Looks, is he going to get to that? No. And is RB Leipzig going to go and punish us just before half-time here? So far, you'd have to say it's been so good from us. They have had shots, we just haven't seen them. McCallum putting some pressure on. I'm hoping that McCallum will sort of keep his performance levels up between now and when he leaves. Oh, it's still not clear, but that ends the highlight. My thought process is that Ramos, by that point, should be quite settled at the club. He can go in and be the first choice left back. We still have Montano, of course, who can play on the left, and we also have Dominic Thompson, who can play left back for us. So I'm not desperate to sign another left back. Obviously, we will always be looking to improve any position that we can, but I think at fullback we can get by, because right now Mitch Clark is very much, just over the top, is very much just sort of the extra man. So we do have that fullback over, and we can go with Gilchrist and Clark down the right, Montano and Ramos down the other two down the right. Yeah, those two down the left, and then Thompson can play down the left-hand side as well. Now, do we say it's time for everyone to dig in, or do we just keep saying there's no pressure? I think we just keep going with no pressure, don't we? I mean, to get to half-time 0-0 with the European champions, and arguably, and it is maybe not cut and dry, but certainly we went the closest to scoring, if not having the best chance. But that, of course, is their only shot on goal, so on target anyway, so we can't really count ourselves too unlucky. But we would absolutely take a 0-0, wouldn't we? That would be a massive bonus point in our battle, which it is a battle with Rennes to try and get third in the group, I think. It is. It's not even I think. It is. Especially, you'd say maybe RB Leipzig might have got picked apart a little bit having won it last year, but, they put 6 past Rennes. So, Eastwood with a good save. So, they are still a very good side. All right, we've got a highlight up their end. Of course, if we could nick a result, then that would be, well, maybe we would start to dream bigger, but I just don't see it happening. The fact that we've been able to at least keep it tight with them makes me think that Rennes might be a poor side. And like I say, we did get offered an interview at Rennes as well. They've lost their manager. As I said, I don't think they would have sacked the guy that got him to the Champions League. Most likely he's gone elsewhere. Gilchrist with a chance to whip across. And it's a good one towards Lutzi, but it's away. And McCallum should pick that up. And it's becoming a bit of a long old highlight. Walker to Davenport. There's a cracking ball for Bayless. Bayless is in. Bayless has scored, and Tommy Bayless gives us the lead against RB Leipzig. We are leading the European champions 1-0 in the 68th minute. And, well, we haven't looked particularly outclassed here. It's been a much, much better performance than the one against Barcelona. And where are we, at Fir Park? I think that's where we're playing in Europe this season. Are we going to make Fir Park a little bit of a European fortress? Let's give them some praise and hope that we keep our concentration levels. We've absolutely mugged them off. 2 shots on target, one of them in the back of the net. And of course, this would give us a head-to-head over them. Now, surely we're not going to be able to get this result away from home. Let's tell them to focus. Bayless picks up a loose pass. Here we go with Harding now. Harding for Lutzi. Lutzi's got Shakir Omar with him in the middle. Davenport's got a nosebleed. He's so far up. Bayless is in space. Davenport goes himself. Maybe a little bit selfishly. Let's go off of attacking. Let's just be balanced now. And they've changed. So we've just altered the marking there. And we are getting towards stoppage time here. Are we going to go and beat the European champions? We should probably have shut it down a little bit sooner, actually. But let's go and do that now. Let's lower this tempo. More disciplined. Waste time. And regroup, slow down, and go defensive. We've beaten the European champions. We've absolutely FM'd them. Let's not pretend we're a very good team all of a sudden. Look at that XG tracker. We were thoroughly outplayed, but we took our chance, and that is absolutely magnificent. And suddenly, we look like we could be one of the favourites to go through the group. Rennes, they only lost 1-0 to Barcelona, so maybe they're both very strong at home, not so much away from home. 2.4 million essentially in the bank. And whilst that is a massive bonus for if we are still looking realistically at playing Rennes to get third in the group, it doesn't mean that much, because if they were to beat us and then we get a draw, if we were to finish level on points because they've beaten us, then they would have head-to-head. So it's not the be-all and end-all in that battle, but it's certainly a nice little leg up, isn't it? Absolutely huge. Anyway, guys, as we come back down to earth from that, we'll be right back to face Rangers in the league, and could it be an unlikely 6-point episode? Okay, welcome back. Now, more good news. This episode keeps getting better and better. Andrew Walker is no longer concerned with his playing time. I mean, I said he would play whenever he wanted to. And the other one that is good news is Bermudez. He no longer wants to join PSG. He believes they're no longer interested in his services. And, I mean, they were never really that interested, were they? Surely. Now, one other thing that has happened is we have spent the first of the money from McCallum. So coming in January 1st is a new goalkeeper, Marcelo Santizo. Now, we've signed him as an important player. He's going to, ideally, what I didn't want to have to do was put him straight in. I was hoping we could sort of ease him into the club, learning the language, things like that, and then next season have him come in as full-time replacement for Eastwood. But we might not be able to do that. There's a minimum release fee in here of 15.5 million. Unfortunately, that was just something that was non-negotiable. Let's have a look at him. He's 19. He's joining us from Nacional in Uruguay, another Uruguayan at the club, and he's very, very highly rated by the scouts. Now, bearing in mind he is only 19, so there is lots and lots of room for improvement. And if we go and compare him directly to Eastwood, who is the current number one, obviously they have different strengths. It's the green is Santizo, the blue is Eastwood, and you'd say they're roughly even. Maybe you just give Eastwood the edge for now, but Eastwood is 30. He's not getting any better. He's certainly not getting any younger. And if we could maybe sell him for $2 million, that would be very, very nice indeed. And then we will look to get Santizo in as the full-time replacement. So I think the plan for after January is maybe we'll rotate them game in, game out. Yeah, we'll see how Santizo does. But long term, this is the beginning of the end for Jake Eastwood in goal. So let's hope that Santizo comes in and does a good job for us. Now let's go and have a look and see what we're doing here against Rangers. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them, and this is the team we're sending out. It is Eastwood in goal. It is McCallum. It is Walker, Bernard, and Montano comes back in, so some fresh legs down that right-hand side. Bayless, Davenport, and Irving. Bermudez comes in to play the number 10 with Shakir Omar and Lutzi. You can see for the most part, everybody has backed up okay. Now, we're playing the Sunday. The Champions League game was the Tuesday, which is why I was relatively hopeful the team would mostly be able to back up. Rangers, of course, playing Thursday night. That sort of gave us the extra day before our league game was to take place. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. A couple of names that might be new ones in their lineup. Of course, Kent, remember, left on deadline day. Do we want to say go out there and impress me or go with David Wheater, put on a worthy display? We are at home. All right, Wheats, let's go with you on this one. And hopefully we don't start getting nervous and anxious and just fall in a heap here. I mean, we did just beat the European champions, so we've got to be a chance of beating Rangers, you would hope anyway. So let's see if we can do... I mean, it's the sort of game, I think, where early in the season, a draw is maybe acceptable. Just don't let them get any further ahead of us. You can see there on this table that Celtic won their game, or that they've already played this weekend, so they are currently top of the standings. So, if we were to take a point here, just stay, a point back of them, would it be them and Rangers, I suppose, wouldn't it? That won't be the end of the world for us. Now, we are sort of playing a completely different way here against Rangers. Because they score a lot of their goals from through balls, we're sitting deep to try and not give them the space to play through into. But we've picked up the ball here with Bernard. Gives it to Bayless. Forward to, there we go, out there to Montano. Can he whip across in? Lutzi is lurking. He goes back to Shakir Omar. Shakir Omar to Montano to Lutzi. Oh, he side-footed it in. And we've taken the early lead at home to Rangers, and that'll put us top of the league. Well, is our team just starting to really, really come together now. We looked a decent team last season at times, and well, having just beaten the European champions, we've taken the lead against Rangers. Now, of course, it's early days in this one yet. But do we maybe need to give Wheater a little bit of credit for his pre-game team talk there as well? Maybe the time has come to start having a little bit more expectation on this team. Rangers not had a shot yet through 15 minutes. Let's give them some praise. I think they've earned it. Bermudez is looking nervous. Still looking nervous, even with praise. My hope with playing him here and anxious is Irving as well. Are we going to start and fall in a bit of a heap here now? Montano picks that up. Walker goes back to Eastwood. Bernard. My hope, with Bermudez is now that he's actually happy at the club again after playing time issues. Bernard's got a long, long way there from centre-back. I'm hoping that he will actually settle in now and become the player that he looks like he could be. Ball in. Bayless! Oh, we've scored again, almost from the same blade of grass. And Bayless is having a hell of an episode. He makes it 2-0 with his second goal. And, well, I mean, there was a nice ball from Bermudez, wasn't it, to stretch the play. McCallum with a cross. And Bayless, just no one picked him up. Good finish as well inside that far post, and it's 2-0. That is maybe what we will miss about McCallum. I think it's... Let me know what you guys think. I think the reason I've sold him is not necessarily because I wanted to sell him. It's because it's a good fee for him, I think. So I've sold him for the money rather than anything else. And like I say, it's not like we're at the level where he's the best left back in the world. It doesn't matter how much money we get for him because we can't replace him. We will be able to replace him. And you could argue, in fact, that with Montano already in the squad, I mean, he's not quite as good getting forward, but we've actually got his replacement already there. And that is not the best defending. It is scrambles. And just before half-time, Rangers get themselves back into it. So, I think as far as the first team goes, and we also have Ramos as well, who can play left back. And then Gilchrist is looking quite good down that right-hand side. Is it offside? Is Morales not offside there? It's been given, which is a bit of a pain. But surely Morales was offside. Maybe I missed it. I wasn't really paying attention. So there we go. A little bit of momentary lapse in concentration, perhaps. And we find ourselves back in a game at 2-1. We will just tell them to get back out there. And hopefully we'll start to go on with this a little bit more in the second half rather than let them come back into it. This Johnson they've brought on is, I think that's the guy. Yeah, he's quite a good player. I think he came through their academy. The issue we have, of course, is I can find these good young players, particularly at Rangers and Celtic. It doesn't mean we're any chance of getting them out of there. So that's sort of the weird position we're in, just generally in the save, is that, we can scout the world, we can find these good players, but when it comes to actually having the ability to take them out of their current clubs, we tend to fall a little bit short. All right, Bermudez not having the greatest game, so we'll take him off. We'll get McGrath on for him. And I mean, I'm looking at McCallum. The issue is that Ramos, who could come on, is looking nervous, which isn't ideal. I mean, no one's absolutely... Oh, Lutzi's actually quite tired, so we'll take him off and we could get Suljic on. That's fine. And as the clock runs down, let's maybe just go back to defensive. Let's start and close it down. And could we be looking... I didn't actually realize we were exploiting the flanks. Didn't necessarily mean to do that, but it's worked for us, so that's... We'll take it. Are we going to do an unlikely 6 points? I would have been happy with a point from this episode, and instead, we've only gone and taken 6. That is absolutely huge. We go to the top of the league, and well done, boys. Absolutely massive. So, Queen of the South go top of the Premiership. Montano with a good game, so it's good to see him coming back from his suspension. Now, the issue, of course, is do we bring him back into the Champions League team? Having won the game with Gilchrist at right back, that's maybe the issue. Huddersfield are interested in Deshaun Bernard. Are they a Premiership team? No, they're Championship, but he's not going. Why would you go from a Champions League team in Scotland to a Championship side in England? Anyway, maybe if they get promoted, he'll want to do it. A quick look again at the table there. We are a point ahead of Celtic, 2 points ahead of Rangers, and it's all looking very, very shiny indeed. We'll be back next time. We have Rennes away and then Celtic away. If we can do 6 points in that episode as well, I will be a very, very happy Aussie villain. Until next time, guys, I've been Aussie villain. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.